Alright, public burner announcement. And this announcement is a little strange. The other day, Social Club spiked huge on Apple charts, on trending, all kind of things. I thought, damn, man, something popped this shit off. I'm gonna tell you like this. I feel like we were attacked by an online group. A weird community surfaced on Social Club. We got like 200,000 new followers and users, and they were all posting some really dark content. I'm talking about crazy ass, sick ass memes. We are currently off the App Store right now and are adding some recognition censorship that will keep all off the app. I started Social Club for one reason and one reason only: to share my flower with the world. Instagram was attacking my page crazy, and every time I put up a flower pic, it was deleted. So I tried to start a community where I could share with my followers, as well as other stores and brands could share their without losing everything. When you get your account deleted, it's the worst feeling in the world. The worst feeling in the world. And I noticed a lot of people in our community were getting their accounts deleted over this. So I tried to start something positive, and obviously a bunch of weirdos either hated or came onto the app because they thought it was censorship free. Well, that's gonna end. We don't want to see no balls. We don't want to see no my app. This shit is for the smokers, man. And people don't, share their content. So give us a minute. We're gonna be back on the App Store. It's not gone forever. And also, there's some rumors going around talking about Social Club is working with the feds, getting people busted. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna give you some real good advice. Anyone that is doing something illegal should not be doing it on a smartphone. First thing first. If you want to know who is working with the feds, well, Snapchat is. They just admitted that they're working with law enforcement. I would recommend, if anyone is doing something illegal, get off a smartphone, because if you ever seen Snowden, you would know that the feds and the government have access to everything you do on your computer and your smartphones. All the real trappers, you know what time it is. For the new booty ass game, use your head. Don't be doing your phone. Other than that, we want to create a safe, dope community for people to share their herb and build a profile and build a page without being deleted. That's it. Shout out to all the brands and the stores and the marijuana enthusiasts that are on Social Club, that are using Social Club. We will bring it back to a safe place to get all these weird ass memes and ass ball videos out of there. We're not for all that. We're not.
As y'all just saw in that clip, we see Berner, the founder of Cookies, talking on an Instagram post about what was happening at the time with his social media app, Social Club. Over the course of around 2 months, Social Club would get downloaded over 455,000 times across iOS and Android devices, and reach number 12 on the App Store's most downloaded social media apps. As you saw in the clip just shown, sometime around early August of 2019, the Social Club app would start to get flooded with bots and people uploading inappropriate things that I can't really mention in this video, but it was flooded with so much of this inappropriate content that it would eventually force Berner and the Social Club team to shut down the app after Apple kicked it off the App Store. Now, we have no way of really knowing if this was a targeted attack by maybe one of the bigger social media companies, or if it was just organically attracted this large group of trolls. But if I had to guess, I personally think it was a targeted attack by, a major social media company. See, the first iteration of the Social Club app didn't really have any checks and balances in terms of the algorithm being able to automatically identify and censor inappropriate content. And for any seasoned social media company, this would be easy to see for themselves. And so why not just send a horde of bots to take down a competitor's app? Especially when you think about how successful the Social Club app was starting to become in just 2 months. Anyways, why am I doing this video today? Well, it was announced a few days ago that Berner has finally relaunched the app for public use.
I could not be more excited to announce that Social Club is now available. App Store, Google Play. There's all my brands, all my storefronts. No more shadow banning. No more being deleted. Freedom of speech. Real algorithm. All this.
Working alongside the W Maps tech company, he seems to have put in way more safety precautions so as to ensure that the app cannot be sabotaged like it was back in 2019. But we need to really examine the long-term implications of the Social Club app and whether it's actually a viable long-term solution or merely just a blip on the history books that are slowly being written in that of this new emerging industry, while also exploring whether there's a potential malicious incentive for Cookies and Berner to be doing this app. So stick around, this one, it's going to be really interesting. Welcome to High Design History. Please make sure to hit the like button, share this, and comment down below. Anyways, this is LMC. Let's run it. So I've been anticipating the launching of this app for some time now, and when I heard the app was finally released a few days ago as of this recording, I rushed to go make my accounts. By the way, you can follow me on Social Club at LMC, also at LUC, Luke, and at High Design, all one word. Now, let's just do a quick overview of the overall user interface, the overall functionality of the app. So, the user interface isn't the most complex, but that's okay. When it comes to building any type of business or product, you want to continuously be improving on the functionality and layout. So I wasn't expecting Social Club right off the bat to have all the same features that, for example, Instagram has. Now, the app definitely will need to be updated as time goes on, but overall, I think the functionality was pretty decent and has a very similar layout and functionality to the basic features that Instagram offers. Now, the big thing I think the app needs to improve on is the video quality. And the video quality is not the best, but I definitely think they will improve on it as time goes on. There are a few other smaller things they need to improve on, but I think overall it's a pretty good start. Now, before we get into some of the major concerns I have in regards to this app, I want to talk about the great parts about this app and also the great potentials that could be had with this app as well. So obviously it's pretty dope to be able to upload your flower pictures and really whatever pictures or videos you want regarding this new emerging industry. It's also is super nice that you're not completely shadow banned like I am on pretty much all of my Instagram accounts. And one major benefit I think that this platform could potentially provide is helping people actually grow their following, not just on Social Club, but also on Instagram and other platforms, given there is no shadow banning occurring, as well as there is a more concentrated pool of folks working in or around the industry. It may prove to be extremely beneficial in that manner. Now, the last major point on why I think Social Club could be really dope is that in a lot of ways, if this app proves to be successful, it definitely could potentially apply some pressure on the major social media companies, where maybe you could see those other major social media companies start to ease up on suppressing plant-related content. Now, this would really only happen if there was a substantial loss from these social media companies, where enough people and companies are starting to use Social Club more, forcing the other social media companies to adapt. But who knows? Now, let's get into some of the major concerns I have, and I'll start with addressing the actual long-term success of the Social Club app. So one thing that's really important to understand about social media platforms in general is that in a lot of ways, they are almost natural monopolies, which is why many have pushed for legislation that would make these social media platforms public utilities. But to clarify what I mean by natural monopolies in regards to major social media platforms is that they rely on many different niche topics and industries to be bundled all together into one pool. Each niche brings in a group of people, but it also allows crossover into other niches. Now, the fact that Social Club right now is primarily focused on capturing the enthusiasts and professionals around just this plant industry, well, it's definitely going to impact the success long term, unless Social Club can somehow work to bring in other major niches onto the platform, which I think is definitely possible. See, just like a corporation has to try and grow its earnings every quarter, the same principle applies to the social media platforms. You want to see year-over-year growth in terms of increasing your user base. And if you can't sustain that growth in your user base consistently, and potentially you start to showcase a trend of downward loss in terms of, active users, well, that's pretty much the beginning of the end. So I definitely think that something that is really working against Social Club is that it is really mainly focused right now on the plant industry. And long term, they're going to have to figure out how to bring in other major niche communities onto the platform. Like I said, it's very doable, but it is working against them. Now, other major concerns I have is, let's say Social Club does succeed long term and then gains an enormous amount of power in this emerging new industry. Well, there's a decent chance that at some point in the future, the owners, that being Berner and Cookies or whoever is in charge, will somehow abuse this power and favor their own brands and products in different ways, whether that's suppressing a competitor's content or massively boosting the reach of their own brand's accounts. I mean, currently right now, there is a green check mark you can have on Social Club, right? It's like a verification badge, signifying that you're verified, but also it most likely gives you a boost and farther reach in the algorithm. Now, we don't know that for sure, but pretty good chance that is the case. So there's kind of a light form of that already happening. And big question here, like, what's the process of getting a verified stamp on your Social Club account? Do you have to have enough press written about you online like Instagram requires? Or do you have to be just in the good graces of Berner? Who knows? Definitely an important question that needs to be answered. Now, Berner and Cookies need to be careful with not showing too much favoritism to their own brands and companies, because who knows, it could potentially spark antitrust lawsuits, but that's just potential outcomes that could happen in the future, right? Now, another major concern is definitely going to be, where is the user data going to be sold or utilized? Remember the old saying, at this point it's cliche, right? Which goes like, if you're not paying for any product, then you are the product. Yeah. See, a major business avenue for any social media company is selling data to companies. And so I'd like Berner to clear up that if he ends up seeing this video. Now, I know there's been some concerns about the terms of service for Social Club, or at least initially, because the first iteration of the TOS had a clause that most other major social media companies like Instagram and others have, where you agree in the terms of service that any content you uploaded on their platform, they technically own and have the ability to license it or sell it to other companies. Now, it looks like the terms of service were updated by Berner and his team a couple of days ago as of this recording, so that's definitely good to see. Now, there has definitely been some major concerns still when it comes to folks utilizing the platform to jug harder substances. And I really think if that is not somewhat taken under control, it could really hurt the perception and potential long-term viability of the app. Now, the last concern that many have had is that Social Club may be working with the feds. And honestly, we can't know for sure, but yeah, there's a really good chance that, if not already, the feds will most likely force Social Club to work with them in some capacity or another, just like all other major social media platforms. While I don't necessarily think that they are working with them right now, I do think if the platform gets big enough, they will most likely be forced to cooperate with the feds in some capacity in the future. But let's all be honest here. Every single major internet platform has been or will be forced to work with law enforcement if any crimes are committed utilizing the platform. So like Berner said back in that initial clip I showed at the beginning of the video, don't be stupid and jug off the Social Club platform. It's really not a smart thing to do if it's illegal. Anyways, this was just a little quick high design history episode where I'm just trying to aggregate and lay out all of the concerns and benefits that the Social Club app, potentially presents. In my opinion, I think everyone should give Social Club a shot and see if there's actually any benefit for them and their business. But also, we as a community need to be really cautious about how much power are we going to be giving a small group of people, and we need to be cautious and insightful about the long-term implications of the Social Club app, right? These are just questions that I'm asking, and I really just want to start a conversation. Like I said, I do think that we should give the Social Club app a chance. There definitely is some value there, undeniably. But let's also not be naive about what could potentially happen in the future. Please make sure to hit the like button, follow me on all the socials, the links are down below, and subscribe if you are not already subscribed to the channel. Also, check me out on Social Club. Like I said, my usernames are LMC, High Design, and LUC. Anyways, this is LMC, signing out.